they're gonna want those items to be addressed and fixed, so, because it is considered a safety issue. With regards to that, a lot of people ask, what do you do in the middle of the winter, when you can't really paint? Well, we have some different options where we can allow you to, again, set up a repair escrow. And so when it does hit, you can still go ahead and close. And once you close on the transaction, we'll have the funds set aside. Those set aside funds can be set aside by the buyer or the seller. Typically, we're gonna ask for 1.5% of whatever that cost to cure is. And then after the repair is made, whoever it was that ponied up the 1.5%, we will reimburse them back the difference and stuff. So if we pay a contractor to do the job, then we'll pay the contractor the funds that are needed, and then the remaining funds will be reimbursed back to the buyer or the seller. So it's one of those things, again, where I say that as it comes up, it's just not really a big issue. It's just something that we have to work through together. Yes, Laurel?
Are those repairs that set back, are those held at yours or at the underwriter, or held at the title company, or you had to set them up a certain way?
We've been setting them up with us, so that, and I think that varies from lender to lender, but with primary, we've been setting those up ourselves. And the reason why we've asked to do that is just because there's not an additional fee for setting those escrow services up. So what we would do in that case is we pull the funds, and then we would send the appraisal out. We try to coordinate with you guys so that if you tell us, hey, next Thursday it's going to be done, we're already going to call the appraiser ahead of time because we know they run, a few days out too, so they can't always go out there on a limb. But generally speaking, everybody wants their money as soon as they can get it. So we'll coordinate that final inspection for right afterwards. So, any other questions about the paint, chip and peeling paint issues? Yes.
Can you exclude a barn if it and say it doesn't add value to the property also?
That again, it's not really for us to make that decision still. So again, if there's something, I'll tell you, I've seen it where there's a picket fence and another wood fence that was called out by the appraisal to be done or to be corrected. And so, again, that sometimes we'll have a discussion with the appraiser, but we have to see it from their side too, for their liability. And so, yeah, I wouldn't say that necessarily just because it doesn't add value, but a lot of times those conversations that I have with an appraiser, that's kind of where they're saying, well, it's contributed to the property and the value was given, so, require those repairs. So yeah, so like I said, that's pretty typical, but the things that I feel like that we can always work through it in the grand scheme of things. It's not anything nearly as bad as the septic system. So the other service that I like to offer to you, that we get a call quite a bit that you're getting ready to go list a property, and with a lot of the flood zones, a lot of those have changed here recently, and some of them are still going through a process of change. So it's really hard because yes, you can go to a FEMA map, you can go to a FEMA online, but sometimes you can't get a definitive answer as to whether or not that property is going to require flood insurance. So what I do is I tell my staff that if you ever get a call or an email from any agent that just says, hey, can you check this property out for you? We'll go ahead and pull a flood cert, but sometimes there's properties that are also right on the border where even our company that we go through says we have to manually research that. So if that's the case, it may take us 2 to 3 days to get you a definitive answer as to whether or not it's going to require flood insurance. And then we'll email that to you as well. Yes, Bob?
On those, do you need a rear properties, is it like the corner of the property, or the structure itself?
Okay. So Valerie's question is that if the flood zone comes through part of the parcel, that maybe doesn't affect the house itself. So when we pull a flood cert, there are times where that exact thing is answered on the flood cert, where it'll say this property is in a floodplain, but it doesn't affect the structure. So if that says that on the flood cert that we get, then no, the client does not have to carry flood insurance. What we typically do is just let the people know, because sometimes we're going to build an outbuilding and they'll want to take that into consideration with their elevation. That typically also means that somebody else has challenged that property before, because typically when FEMA puts a property into a floodplain, usually if that map cuts the corner of that parcel, then instantly they put the whole parcel into the floodplain. So a lot of times I can tell somebody must have challenged that in the past. And or So again, I do tell people if you're getting ready to list a property, it definitely may be worth the extra cost to get an elevation survey done ahead of time, because again, as you know, it'll make your property a lot more marketable. So, but again, we just want to make sure you guys all know that we're willing to pull those flood certs and email them to you, and then when you get those to your seller, if you have questions or your seller has questions about it, we're happy to help. I saw something last year where somebody had a pretty good sized parcel and they just turned around and surveyed off that part of the parcel to get rid of that issue too. So there's at least a few different ways that you can address that issue as it comes up. Any other questions about flood zones? The other thing that, I don't know, how many of you have not done a rural development plan? Okay, so maybe one or two of you. The biggest thing that I try to talk to people about is whenever it comes to doing a rural development, we have to make sure that that there is no income producing components of the home. So it's one of those things that it doesn't come up a lot, but sometimes with a lot of acreage, there can be big silos, storage, there can be a small dairy farm, there can be different issues. So just the key thing you want to make sure of is to be aware of, to make sure that there's no CRP. Again, kind of to give you an example of somebody that has the 60 acres, but maybe a house in 10 acres, then the remaining 50 acres is CRP. That's going to be a problem for most of the loan programs because it is an income producing. So a lot of times what we'll try to do is just do the loan that we're doing on just the house in 10, and then if there's enough appraised value in that, then we just deed over the remaining. Or if it does come up short, then find out another solution to finance that other acreage. So again, once in a while that comes up on the rural properties. And lastly, I think the other thing I wanted to talk about is sometimes we run into shared drives. A lot of times these people kind of make their own driveways on their properties. Properties have changed hands numerous times. So if you do ever have a shared drive, one of the things that a lot of times we'll have to do is make sure that we have a shared drive maintenance agreement between the two different property owners. And with a lot of the rains we had last year, I had a client actually come back and tell me thank you. They were glad that we had that in place because once the culvert and everything was washed out, the cost of fixing that was extremely expensive, and it wasn't important to the other property owner because he didn't use it that often, but the one that lived on it was important to them. So again, luckily, I know it was kind of a pain as we were going through that because we had to get that documented, but in the long run, it worked out to help the client, and there was no question as to whose responsibility it was to absorb some of that cost. So, and as far as rural properties, I just always like the other thing that we always have that people will ask us about is what is your maximum acreage that FHA will allow? What's your maximum acreage that VA will allow? So I always tell them that it's really a percentage. So as the appraiser goes out and they assess the value of just the home itself, and then they assess the value of the land, most of the time it's as long as the total price of the total purchase is not more than 35%. So again, if the land value itself exceeds 35%, then that's when we can start kind of getting into a danger zone when we're financing that. But otherwise, the largest parcel that I've done a rural development loan on is 62 acres. So again, there's quite a few loan programs. You don't have to do just conventional loans on rural properties. So, does anybody have any questions? Anything about